All right, folks, we're out here at Lake Havasu for stop number 1 of the Costa FLW Series Western Division. This one presented by Ranger, hosted by Visit Lake Havasu City, and I've got pretty much Mr. Havasu, Shaun Bailey, with me. Shaun, I guess for folks who don't know, can you kind of give a little bit of overview on just what Havasu has to offer? Because obviously it's gorgeous. I know it's got smallmouth and largemouth, but it's got, you know, all sorts of, you know, unique, intricate parts about it.
Yeah, it's a really diverse lake. I mean, it's probably one of the best training grounds in the West for anybody who wants to, you know, go fish on the tour and, you know, make a living bass fishing. We've got clear water, we've got dirty water. You can finesse fish and catch largemouth and smallmouth, you know, with light line tactics. Opposite of that, you can go up and you can flip toolies and you go up in the river and fish, you know, 65-pound braid. We've got largemouth and smallmouth, like you said already. We've got a ton of structure, got lots of trees. The state did a really good job with this lake, putting a bunch of man-made habitat in the water, and that really helped the fishery. So there's brush piles and habitats and grass and rock and toolies. I mean, it's got the makings, you know, for everything that you would want in a single lake.
Yeah, and it seems to me every time we come here to have like extraordinarily healthy looking fish. I know sometimes limits have been hard to come by, but like it seems like there's just a lot of like 4 and 5 pound fish that just look really good, like they're in really good condition and loving life.
I mean, I've lived here for almost 15 years and I've never seen the fish in a poor state. Like, they're always just incredibly healthy. You know, I think this lake being like one of the last ones on the chain, it gets a lot of the nutrients, you know, that Mead and Mojave and Powell drain out, and we get a lot of that. So the fish here are just incredibly healthy. We've got so much shad and crawdads, and I mean, it's just, for some reason, it's just a really healthy lake, and it's been like that, and I hope it stays like that.
That's for sure. We've had a knack of hitting Havasu sort of right as they're kind of transitioning and maybe coming up to spawn a little bit, with maybe a couple fish on beds, but most of them pre-spawn. Is it going to be that way again?
Yeah, I would have to say that this is probably going to be one of the bigger weight-wise tournaments that we've had in the past few years. Like you said, limits have been hard to come by, and I don't think that's going to be a problem for a lot of guys. Myself, you know, I'm getting some bites. I'm not really hitting all the good stuff. It's kind of up in the air on how I'm going to do. It's hard for me to practice here, but I think in general, from, you know, talking to the guys and all my friends that are fishing the tournament, you know, everybody's getting bites. So I think limits are going to be you know, a lot more readily available for guys this tournament, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but
well, you can never count on a limit, that's for sure. I mean, it's tournament fishing, but it definitely you've had a really good history of success here in recent years, for sure, and obviously you got on the lake. The water level is down like a foot and some change from last year. Do you feel like that affects the fishing? Like, does that make the shallow bite and in the toolies harder? Does it make it maybe better because there's a little less water in them?
You know, it can go both ways for certain guys. You know, the guys that are really depending on, you know, the toolie bite and like fishing the river and the backwaters, it's going to hurt them, because I mean, the lake's been, I think it's almost 3 feet low from what it typically is. So it's really down for what Havasu usually is right now. And some guys like myself who aren't going to be up in the toolies, it's not going to affect my bite whatsoever. I actually personally like the lake really low like this. You know, it doesn't allow a lot of those largemouth to get buried deep back in the toolies. You know, if I do want to fish toolies, I know they're going to be right up in the front of them. The smallmouth on the rock and stuff, it doesn't affect them. They just go up and down with the water level. But it's definitely changed. It's gonna hurt a few guys for sure.
All right, and then I guess my last question: you've been out there. What are you seeing water temperature wise, and just general, like, I guess, water clarity? Does everything seem normal, or are there any new factors to take into account other than the water level?
I've actually seen the water get clearer in the last 3 days as what it was last week. It was pretty dirty last week, and it's really cleared up in the last couple days. Water temperature is warming up fast. We've had 80s and minimal wind for the last week, so the water's warming up really fast, and I think that's got a lot of fish moving up shallow. It's got, you know, the smallmouth in particular. There's definitely a few areas that have some bedfish in them. Hopefully I don't have to go mess with those guys, but
I like it.
The water temperature, it's been about 56.5 in the morning, and it's warming up to main lake, I'd say 80 or 58. In the back of the pockets, you're getting 60 in some areas.
Cool. Well,
prime time.
Shaun, thanks for stopping by, and good luck out there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.